Education changes lives. It opens doors to new opportunities, creates new ways of thinking, and has an impact for generations to come. Over 20 years ago, a visionary group of governors saw a new pathway to educational opportunity through technology and a different learning model. This is the story of Western Governors University, a university that started with an idea and has grown to become one of the nation's largest universities.
We had to reinvent an alternative process, not to replace traditional higher education, but to supplement it, to serve populations that were not properly served by the existing system.
Somewhere in early 1997, I heard about WGU as a wild idea in the West, and it was immediately fascinating to me.
Wow, this is a university, this is a group of people that are willing to take on a really big challenge without a lot of resources.
The governors had this incredible idea, but it was married by Mike Levitt's vision of utilizing technology for higher education.
The World Wide Web, as it was called, the World Wide Web Consortium, that came in 1993. Here we are discussing technology in 95. If you haven't lived through that, you can't grasp how far we've come since then.
Now we had this strange new tool called the internet, and there was a way that people could be educated online, which was a new word. So these were revolutionary concepts, and what a beauty to watch these great men gather to form a revolution to change society.
And we believed that this new, more innovative approach to higher education needed to include both new technology and a fundamental shift in what we measure.
In January 1997, WGU's Articles of Incorporation were signed, and Western Governors University was born. With initial financial support of government, foundations, and private industry, WGU was on its way.
There were 12 of us, and we had Christmas dinner with all the staff and our spouses. That was the entire operation. It was this thing that we were going to build from scratch.
The most radical two elements of this new idea is it is competency-based and it is student-oriented.
What was truly radical was the notion that students could progress toward their degrees by demonstrating competence. It meant that if you really had the knowledge and experience and could demonstrate that effectively, you could proceed toward your degree as rapidly as you were able. That was truly unusual.
Key leaders in higher education were instrumental in the development and acceptance of WGU. These included Clara Lovett, then president of Northern Arizona University, and Sam Smith, then president of Washington State University. 2 years later, WGU opened its virtual doors.
Overcoming thousands of years of tradition is no small task, and higher education has essentially thought the same way about the learning process for a long time.
There were many hurdles and misunderstandings about what technology could do to help with teacher education.
There was a real negative reaction that this was going to threaten everything that higher education stood for.
It needed credibility. And most universities fought this concept of not having a bricks and mortar building with a university president and a 200-year history.
WGU was at a very critical moment. We were facing at least 2 or 3 more years before we were accredited. We were running out of money. We had lots of skeptics. We needed a new leader.
My message is that it's possible to have high-quality, affordable higher education, but it will require new models, not just tweaking the existing system.
I was connected to Bob, who at the time had just left IBM as their global leader for education. And as we talked, it became evident to me that this was the right person.
Bob Mendenhall joined WGU in 1999, and by the end of that year, the first programs in IT and education were launched. 1 year later, WGU celebrated its first graduate, Jenny Kirch.
A couple years of great planning had taken place, and the foundation for the educational model was already in place. We had a challenge to gain accreditation.
To get essentially four regions to agree that WGU met standards for accreditation was a first in higher education. And it was a hurrah experience. The day we were granted that, we all celebrated. It was just party time.
With regional accreditation, enrollment began to climb.
We all knew that growth would be there if the model was working right and if the students were satisfied with its success.
At about the same time, WGU launched its Teachers College with a grant from the Department of Education. Enrollment took off. The addition of the College of Health Professions in 2008 sent it soaring.
Tonight, we introduce you to a university aimed at adult students who don't have time for traditional bricks and mortar schools. And it turns out that's just what many Americans find they need as they rush to reinvent themselves.
WGU's quality, affordability, and learning model soon began to attract a new generation of governors. And in 2010, WGU launched its first state-based university, WGU Indiana. Over the next few years, 7 more states partnered with WGU.
They all immediately got the vision of what the governors were really trying to accomplish.
April of 2016 ushered in a new era of leadership with the arrival of WGU's current president, Scott Pulsifer.
The thing that struck me most was the obsession about really focusing on designing an institution that exists entirely to serve students.
Before coming to WGU, President Pulsifer had 20 years of leadership experience in technology-based, customer-focused businesses. Scott's extensive business background is balanced by an intense focus on impacting the lives of individuals and families.
We believe talent is universal, but opportunity is not necessarily universal. And education is the single biggest catalyst for people to change their lives. Why? Because it is that bridge from talent to opportunity.
In 2019, President Pulsifer was selected by the White House to serve on the American Workforce Policy Advisory Board.
We see a very exciting and transformative future for WGU as WGU itself not only continues to grow the number of students we serve directly, but becomes a catalyst for transforming the whole system of higher education for the better.
WGU is young for a university, but in its brief history so far, we have pioneered a new learning model, continued to innovate to improve the student experience and student outcomes, and have helped change the lives of more than 135,000 individuals and their families. And we are just getting started.
My name is Jonathan Concepcion, and I got my MBA in IT management at WGU. My dad had an associate's, my mom had completed her bachelor's, my brother never went to college. And it was one of those, well, at least I got my undergrad. That should be enough. I'll continue working. And then as I considered to think about it and where I wanted to go professionally, where I wanted to grow, what my career goals were, I never saw someone at the level that I kind of aspire to get to without a master's degree. But when I found the WGU program, I was like competency-based. I was like, cool. So if I know it, I can kind of prove it to them and knock the class out. That sounds fantastic. So once I started to do that, I was like, this is something that's actually attainable, something I didn't think I could attain for years. A lot of the programs you'll see out there, you're either getting yourself into a ton of debt or you're just not going to do it. And that's where, WGU was great because you can accelerate and you don't pay as much. I worked hard to get my MBA at WGU, and 3 months later, I got my dream job at Nintendo of America. I am applying almost everything I learned in my MBA to what I'm doing on my day-to-day at Nintendo. The experience in the program, all those resources that were available just made me successful at it. I never felt like I didn't have support. So I say, for advice for prospective students, just pull the trigger. Just hit submit before you change your mind, let the application go through and just take it from there. I mean, I love my job. It was a great opportunity and ability to really reach that next step in my career.
I didn't go to school to work for somebody else. I went to school so I could be my own boss. It had always been a dream of mine to start my own business, but I wanted a business degree because I wanted to set myself up for success. I own a gym called Spanaway Fitness. Sometimes it can be a challenge. A lot of businesses fail first 18 months, and here I am 4 years later, opening a second gym, having that success. It's like WGU worked out really well.
WGU believes that while talent is universal, opportunity is not. Consider this: 21 million Americans lack broadband internet. Plus, about 60% of those living in rural areas have problems with internet access, making online education difficult. Only 20% of undergrads are from low-income families. And while 38% of white Americans earn a bachelor's degree, just 24% of Black Americans, 21% of Indigenous Americans, and 17% of Hispanic Americans earn theirs. So here's a good question. To ensure equal probability of success for all students, should we treat them the same? No. And here's why. Treating everyone equally ensures they all get the same thing, whereas treating everyone with equity ensures they all get the specific thing they need. Let's take getting a bachelor's degree, for example. Thanks to open enrollment and admission discrimination laws, all high school grads technically have an equal chance to go to college, yet they often have different barriers blocking their path. If we gave them all the same tools, many would fail. But if we give them the right tools that best fit their unique needs, more are sure to succeed. That's why at WGU, we are actively advancing equity, so we can expand access to a better education, job, income, and life for all. Did you know that 22% of WGU students are from low-income families, 40% are first-generation college students, and 70% are from one or more underserved populations? Thanks to a commitment to furthering inclusion, we are successfully bridging the gap between talent and opportunity, equality and equity, one graduate at a time. Whether you've been thinking of going back to school for a few years or a lot longer, WGU Academy is the place to start. With a flexible online format that fits your schedule, personalized support from success coaches, and courses that earn you transferable credits, Academy can get you college ready in as little as 2 to 3 months. Plus, completing Academy guarantees you admission to WGU. The cost? Just $150 per month. Enroll at WGU Academy today and unlock your future.
I chose to go to WGU for 2 reasons. 1, the flexibility, and 2, the cost.
They understand that a lot of us are working full-time jobs, so we have to have that flexibility, and that was one of the main reasons I chose WGU.
You can make it your own, you can advance and go faster, or you really can just take it day by day.
If you're looking for something that's affordable, that gives you a great education and an opportunity to advance, WGU is definitely the school for you.
I grew up in Nicetown, not too far from here. In Nicetown, there was a saying at one time that there's nothing nice in Nicetown.
You have a whole bunch of people offering you drugs, guns, and just a way to go back to jail.
We didn't see a lot of people doing the right things, let's just say that.
We hadn't really seen many other people in our family or even in our community that we knew of that were college graduates. When I was in elementary school, my mother told my brother and I that we were going to college. I did very well in high school. I actually got a scholarship for a local university. 4 years into the 5-year program, I had gathered experience through my co-op, and I was offered a great job. When I started working, time just did not allow for me to complete the degree. I'm grateful that I found out about WGU, where I could take classes that fit my schedule. Is not only did I walk away with a degree, but I also walked away with a lot of certifications.
Shane runs our information technology division, which is a really complex and challenging set of activities.
I am Vice President of Information Technology at a company that drives growth to every corner of Philadelphia. It's rewarding every day to know that I'm making a difference.
I heard in a poem, if you hang around wolves, you'll learn how to howl. If you hang around eagles, you'll learn how to soar. Shane is an eagle.
Even at a young age, he was always trying to figure out how he can help others.
He is truly an inspiration to everybody at PIDC, and I think now through this mural, he's going to have the opportunity to be an inspiration to everybody in this whole community.
It's my hope that people will take a look at this, learn about Shane's story by reading the plaque, and be inspired.
It feels so good to see him up there, and then to think about the road he has traveled. I'm just so proud, very proud.
He turned out pretty good.
You cannot drive around Philly without seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of murals. And they tell a story, and it's a neighborhood story.
They're important because they tell the story of Philadelphia. They tell the story of the community. And what he shows is to people that they too can do it.
A future generation will see that someone just like them can make it. Someone just like them has a story to tell. And maybe it'll spark something in them to say, that's his story, so now I'm going to write mine.
My name is Troy Jenkins. I'm the Vice President of Client Services for MGM Resorts International. I've been in advertising for about 27 years. I actually launched egghead.com. It was the first web transaction site ever. Also launched Palm Pilot into the US marketplace, features 2 notebooks. I had a tremendous amount of experience, but I also saw where the industry was going. I knew that to make sure that I wasn't going to be losing out on any opportunities that might present themselves, I had to have my MBA. I became familiar with Western Governors University. They were a client of mine. I knew, having met the faculty and the staff and the president of WGU, that that was the educational institution that I really thought I could get my MBA and do it well. When I was going through the interview process at MGM, they told me right up front that my MBA was a big factor in terms of getting the job. My mandate at MGM is to support our 27 global properties and further illustrate why we're the best resort organization globally. We do everything from the cocktail napkins all the way to the billboards you see down the strip. It's about creating that experience of a lifetime for our guests who come here. I earned my MBA from WGU, and now I have a dream job working at MGM.
Once you've experienced the benefits of WGU's affordable, personalized approach to getting your degree online, it's natural to want to tell everyone you meet. Now, there's an easier way to let friends and family know about WGU. Refer a Friend is a platform that makes it easy to tell friends and family about the benefits of WGU and earn rewards. Sign up just once to get a personalized link that you can share with as many people as you want on blogs, emails, forums, and your favorite social media platforms. You can track how many people have checked out WGU from your link and earn cool WGU gear in the process. More referrals, more rewards, more convenient. Sign up today to refer a friend and help us change people's lives through education.
everyone. Welcome to WGU's 2021 Summer Virtual Commencement. I'm Sarah DeMark, Vice Provost of Workforce Intelligence and Credential Integrity. Graduates, family, friends, and loved ones, you've played an important role in helping your graduate reach this incredible milestone. We thank you for this support, and we're thrilled to have you join our celebration today. I now have the honor of introducing Stephanie Hester from Creede, Colorado, who will sing our national anthem. Stephanie is the only first grade teacher in her district and had 3 students last year in her little mountain school. She recently completed a 36-year journey when she earned her Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education from WGU. Congratulations, Stephanie, and thank you for joining us today. And now, if you are able, we ask that you please rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Stephanie. That was truly wonderful. It is my honor to convene WGU's 2021 virtual commencement. I want to welcome our graduates and the friends and family by your side who have supported you throughout your journey. Many of you are watching this on WGU's Facebook or WGU's YouTube platform. Please take a moment now to let us know from where in the country you are watching. While those answers are coming in, a quick note for our viewers. We are broadcasting simultaneously in 2 separate streams, one for bachelor's degree graduates and the other for master's degree graduates. To ensure you're watching the correct ceremony, please visit wgu.edu/virtual to select the ceremony you wish to view. Both ceremonies, of course, will be available to watch following the commencement at wgu.edu/virtual. It looks like we're joined by graduates from across the country, from Seattle, from Dallas, Nashville, and even some right here in Salt Lake City. Thank you all for joining us today. Graduates, today marks a significant milestone in your lives. It represents a dream achieved, but also countless challenges faced and obstacles overcome, including a pandemic. WGU was founded to serve working learners, those who are fitting their pursuit of their education into their already busy lives, while keeping their commitments to their families and their jobs. But for all of you, graduating in the midst of a pandemic, a season that has caused each of us to adapt and grow in so many different ways, this milestone represents an unprecedented level of dedication, persistence, creativity, and resilience. This hard-earned achievement will move your lives forward. It will move your families forward. But it will also move forward your communities, the organizations in which you serve and work, and our nation as a whole, in ways both measurable and immeasurable. Today's commencement celebrates you, our graduates, for setting and accomplishing a significant goal and moving to a new stage of your life. Many of you are graduating with a family member. We offer a special congratulations to those of you who are sharing this accomplishment with a loved one. WGU is grateful to be recognized year after year as a military-friendly university. We're proud to honor the military members who are graduating, and we thank you for your service to our country. Your service and dedication matters deeply to each and every one of us. Also joining us virtually are many of our WGU faculty and staff. If you've been a beneficiary of the time and dedication they put into their work, please put your hands together and give them a round of applause. Since our first graduate in 2000, WGU has awarded more than 245,000 degrees, including more than 47,000 in 2020 alone. I'd like to share some facts about today's graduating class. 41% of you are the first in your families to earn a college degree. We extend a special congratulations to you. Your average age is 38 years old, the youngest is 20, and the oldest is 66. 79% of you are women. The average time to graduate for those of you earning a bachelor's degree was 3 years and 2 months. And the average time for those of you earning a master's degree was 1 year and 6 months. You work diligently to reach an educational milestone that will change the course of your own history and influence future generations. You have aspired to greater things. Thank you for allowing all of us at WGU to play a part in the fulfillment of your dream. It has truly been our privilege. And now, we have the honor of hearing from two of your fellow graduates. I'm delighted to introduce Pixley Rickman, Bachelor of Science, Network Operations and Security from Maryland. Pixley will speak first, and then we'll hear from Laura Wilson, Master of Education, Learning and Technology from Tennessee. Please join me in welcoming Pixley and Laura to the stage.
Commencement is a milestone we all reach together, and it is my great privilege to share my story with you, my fellow night owls. My journey to college was not an easy one. That's probably true for many of you too. I dreamed of going to college to be an engineer, but after high school, I decided to put that dream on hold and get a full-time job to help my mother and family. I figured I would be back in school soon. That didn't happen. What happened over and over again was this thing called life. There was always something happening that was more urgent or important than my dream. Through the years, I got married and raised kids, but did not follow my dream of attending college. There was always something more important. One day, my dad gave me a great piece of advice. He said, "Son, if you ever want to get something done in life, you must find a way to get started." Nevertheless, the turning point for me came when I was let go from my job of 16 years. At that time, we decided to leave the city for a better quality of life for our family. I had to accept a job paying less than half my previous salary. It was then that I decided that I would no longer put my dream on hold. I was going to finally get started. And I did. After the first step of enrolling, I discovered that all of my previous work experience did make the coursework easier. However, it wasn't always. Many nights, my daughter would find me asleep at the dinner table with my head on my laptop. One late evening, she saw me walking in circles with my laptop in hand. She said, "Dad, what are you doing?" I said, "Honey, Daddy is studying on the go because if I stop moving, I'm going to fall asleep and not get my work done." By the way, there is now a 5-foot trench in my living room. It was difficult, but I had started working to achieve my dream. And all of a sudden, a pandemic hit and turned all of our lives upside down. If it weren't for God's grace, prayers, the support of my loving family, and my talented and amazing mentor, Melinda Wiley, and all of the course instructors at WGU, I wouldn't be here today speaking to you. Let us take a moment to appreciate all of those who supported us. Let us also take a moment to appreciate ourselves for doing what was necessary to get here to achieve our dreams. Although we all face challenges while working to achieve our dream, I implore you to remember good times, your accomplishments, like when we passed all of those grueling assessments. Remember the friends we made and how we encourage each other with uplifting messages in our group chats. Remember how we all came together to face the challenge of COVID-19. Let us take the good out of our experiences and really think about what it feels like to be a part of this ceremony here today. My fellow graduates, you have persevered, earned your degrees, and achieved your dreams with true grit. But what is grit? Angela Duckworth, the famous psychologist, defined grit as having courage and resolve, strength of character. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if that doesn't describe us, WGU grads, I don't know what else does. All of you have worked hard to reach the point where you are today. All of you have juggled work and family, multiple jobs. Some of you have completed your terms without any breaks. You have what they call grit. In achieving your dreams, you have also gained the necessary tools to be successful in life. As we move forward into the future, we will find a world that needs our talents to make it even better. There is a bold new world out there just waiting for us. So don't hesitate to chase your dreams no matter what they are. Remember, all you need is grit and to just start. Thank you.
While many of my contemporaries are starting to plan retirement, I went back to school. To celebrate my 60th birthday, I enrolled in the Master of Education in Learning and Technology program at WGU. 40 years ago, go ahead, do the math, that was 1981, I graduated from a traditional 4-year brick and mortar university and started a career in healthcare administration. Then, in the early 90s, I met my first computer, quickly followed by the internet. Oh yeah, I wanted that. I thought when I heard that 14.4 kilobit bandwidth dial-up scream, I could do anything. I'd been working in healthcare every day of my professional life, and I never met anyone who said, I want to work with computers. I think I'll go to nursing school. Yet every day we were asking nurses, caring, compassionate human beings dedicated to the well-being of humankind, to get behind a keyboard and figure it out. What I knew about myself was I had about as much caring and compassion in me as a rock, but I got it when it came to computer applications. I loved nurses and other caregivers and how every day they brought their A game to work to promote healing. If I could lighten that load just a little by teaching how computers could work for them, it was a win in my book. So that's how I spent my career, teaching healthcare professionals about computers. A few things have changed since back in the days of dial-up internet. And as Marshall Goldsmith says, what got you here won't get you there. Education isn't a one and done event. It's a lifelong pursuit. Fellow graduates, you're here for many reasons. You may have wanted to change the trajectory of the world, your community, your family. Whatever that reason, your why, you are here and you are preparing for the future. Dr. Michelle Weiss recently published the book, Long Life Learning, Preparing for Jobs That Don't Even Exist Yet. The book suggests that the first people with a life expectancy of 150 years of age have already been born. That would mean I'm not even middle-aged yet. If we have life expectancies of 150 years, how many years will make up our work life? And how many careers will we have in that time? If you're 30 or 40 or 50 or even 60 like me, you will see your career change. In 2014, LinkedIn's top jobs hadn't even existed 5 years earlier. When I walked out of university in 1981, instructional design and e-learning didn't exist. But we just earned our degrees through a nationally accredited, well-respected university, 100% online. What you learn in the course of earning today's degree takes you to the next step. But I beg you, implore you, do not stop learning. The new breed of hybrid jobs where human skill meets technical skills will continue to grow. In her book, Dr. Weiss goes on to say, periodic returns to learning becomes the new normal. You just took the first step in that direction. 20 years from now, as your career has grown and changed and morphed into that job that doesn't even exist today, I'll see you back here as lifelong learners. We have a date.
Thank you, Pixley and Laura, for sharing your stories. Pixley, I truly love the anecdote you shared from your father about just getting started. It is because of your decision to start and the grit that carried you through that you stand on this stage here today sharing your story. And Laura, I love what you said about education being a lifelong pursuit. Your passion for learning and teaching others is incredibly inspiring and will take you far. Now I am pleased to introduce Carmen Kingston, our keynote speaker. Carmen was born in northern Mexico and came to the U.S. at the age of 18 with her life savings and a goal to achieve her dreams, including becoming an American citizen. After working in the cotton fields of Oklahoma for a few years, Carmen achieved her dream of becoming a citizen and eventually joined Walmart. Carmen has had responsibility for Sam's Club operations in Mexico and led the operations corporate office in Puerto Rico. In her 25 years with Walmart, Carmen has received many accolades and recognition, including the Sam M. Walton Award of Excellence, the highest award given to Walmart and Sam's Club associates. She is an advocate for diversity and inclusion efforts and serves as the executive sponsor for the Sam's Club Latinx Associate Resource Group. She was named to the Expansion magazine's list of 100 most powerful women in business for 3 consecutive years. Carmen lives with her husband, Stephen, in Bentonville, Arkansas, where she currently oversees the Sam's Club operations for the Northeast region. Carmen is a mom of 3 children and recently celebrated the birth of her first grandson, Israel. Please welcome Carmen Kingston.
Congratulations. It's official. You have prevailed. You and only you know the number of long days, short nights, and non-existent weekends that you have invested to be here today, to live this moment. The fact is that you had plenty of reasons to give up, especially these past 18 months as the world turned upside down. Despite all of it, you kept going. Your grit became the oxygen for you to face one day at a time. When I spoke to the university staff about this graduating class, I immediately felt inspired as I heard them describe with excitement how special this generation is. My story, at a first glance, might not seem somewhat non-related to your journey. In reality, we all have much in common. The pursuit of wanting to improve, the burning desire to grow, and the ambition to contribute to society at a higher capacity, to give back. I know that you have made decisions which have marked and changed your life in very profound ways. As I stand here before you, I must admit the overwhelming feeling of feeling vulnerable. because I will be sharing with you moments and decisions that changed my life. I was born in the northern part of Mexico, yes, right in the middle of the desert, in the city of Torreon, in the state of Coahuila. At the age of 18, a few months after graduating from a community college, I made the decision to begin the journey of following my dreams. Decisions. You all been there, at a crossroads in your life, and I know that your view might have looked different than mine, but in the magnitude of the obstacle, it is pretty similar. After waiting in the border for my papers, which by the way never arrived, I took a leap of faith and left it all, including my family, my name, my language, the country that witnessed me taking my first breath. I walked away from everything that I had ever known. I will take you back to that moment. Think about everything that you own, your material possessions, and the most valuable things that you possess. Yes, including your cell phone. Imagine that you arrive in a country where your language is not spoken, and all that you have with you is a few dollars and what you're wearing. Not even a passport. That would describe my situation. At 18, I found myself running for my life and facing 1,000 fears all at once. At the point that I could almost hear my heart pounding. As I stood there, right at the border, not knowing what the future lay ahead, I was shaken, and yes, I was terrified. My head was spinning, wondering if I should go forward or take the easy route and head back home. Suddenly, I heard a voice that whispered, do not stop running for your dreams. And so I ran, and I kept running towards my dreams. Eckley, Oklahoma, a small town with a population of 270 back in the 1990s, became my home. And this is where I was reborn. And where I also faced the most confusing time of my life. I became known as America, as this was the name that I used. Peanut fields and cotton fields were my welcome to the United States. I was tested almost beyond my limit, and I put into action everything that my father had taught me about work ethic, perseverance, and commitment. Growing up, my parents worked over 14 hours a day, earning less than $1 per hour. And ironically, I found myself in the other side of the border under very similar circumstances. There were plenty of reasons just to walk away from the agriculture fields I was working in. I am glad I didn't, because those fields became later one of the cornerstones of my future. Later on, while I was still waiting for my papers, I moved to Arkansas. I was also a mom now. And I could not find a place to work without documents. I knew that giving up was not an option. It is said that the process of forging steel requires for metal to be heated to 2,246 degrees Fahrenheit. As the time went by, my circumstances became even more difficult. I found myself at 24, now with 3 young children, facing a difficult divorce that lasted almost 2 years. I went through enough heat to shape me as a person. Going through fire, that's what it felt like. That's what life felt like. I lived with intensity during my darkest hours, days, and months. This was also my loneliest and lowest point in my life. I kept telling myself that the sun would rise tomorrow. During this time also, my courage was magnified, and my grip kept sparking the fire that would reshape me later on. Perhaps some of you can relate. I found myself without my family or anyone that could help me. No, there wasn't nobody to rescue me. During this time, I met a bus driver. He was around his mid-70s, and he transported many of us to work every day. With his broken Portuguese and Spanish and our broken English, we had conversations about God and about hope. His name was Mr. Schultz. I did not know how much meeting him would change my life until 4 years later. Mercy can be manifested to all of us in very different ways. Mine has stars embedded in blue with red and white stripes. Almost 5 years after coming to the US, I finally received my papers, which granted me the right to be here, to work here. And for the first time in 5 years, I was able to return to Mexico and see my family again. Remember the driver, the one that I met in my darkest moments, Mr. Schultz? One day he randomly called me and said, "I've been looking for you. I am working with Walmart and they are hiring. And you will be perfect for the jobs that are open." I interviewed on a Monday and I started working for the company 2 weeks later. 2 years later, my prayer came true. I proudly became an American citizen. And as I stand here before you, I can proudly say that I am Mexican by birth and an American by choice. And yes, white, bold red, and blue are my favorite colors. When you look at my journey, you can say, gosh, she has done so well. The fact is that none of it would have been possible without the influence of my parents, the immense love of my children, the compassion of a bus driver, and the undeniable grace of God. I have had 10 different careers within Walmart, and I have traveled several continents, and I have worked in 3 different countries. I've been privileged to lead teams as few as 10 to 25,000 associates. I am beyond grateful. I'm sure that you can think of the hundreds of people that one way or another encourage you, support you, and at times brought you dinner while you were glued at your desk finishing a paper. As I reflect back in the many people that one way or another stood by me, guided me, my wall of gratitude extends for miles and miles with their name engraved in it. There is a quote which I refer to when I'm facing situations that scare me. When you want what you have never had, you must do what you have never done before. Until today, I can go back to that moment as I stood in front of El Rio Grande to draw energy, to keep improving myself, and to be better. This is my home in Bentonville, Arkansas. It's where I raised my children. And I can gratefully say that living the American dream came true for me, not because of the material things. It was when my children graduated from college and with the birth of my first grandson. As I reflect back to the women in my family that came before me, who left me, their example of tenacity and the legacy of grit, they were unable to go to college. I always felt this great sense of responsibility to empower the next generation. And I'm proud to say that my daughter Whitney graduated from BYU. And by doing so, she honored the many women that came before her. Your graduation today is a testimony of the true mission of Western Governors University and the undeniable proof of the transformational power of education. From this point forward, you get the chance to write a new chapter in your life, a new beginning, and by your example, you get to inspire the next generation of students. I know that if I was to look ahead into the future, I know for a fact that this generation of graduates will always be remembered in a very special way and be known as the Great Generation. To all of you who have gave us advice, supported us, gave us words of encouragement, and the most irreplaceable gift, your time. Thank you. Muchas, muchas gracias. And to you, the great graduating class of 2021, I wish you much success and hope that you do whatever you choose to do, but never, never stop running ahead.
I think I can speak for all of us when I say muchas gracias, Carmen. That message of resilience and perseverance and sharing with us your journey from where you began in the desert of Mexico to where you are now, and the impact that you've had also on your children and their lives, and now how that's also impact is extending to your first grandchild. It is truly remarkable. It's a reminder of us all of here at WGU, both you, our graduates, as well as our students and all of our employees, of our simple belief in the inherent worth of every individual. And that if given the opportunities, everyone has something big to contribute. And that is also an example of how talent is truly universal and opportunity is abundant. And that we strive to ensure that we can create pathways between that universal talent and opportunity. I'm also grateful for your message of gratitude, recognizing the impact of so many in your life. And I pray that for all and each and every one of us, especially during this past year and a half, that we also recognize the blessings and the impact of others that they have had in our lives, and we extend to them our deep and abiding gratitude for them and their impact. And I will lastly say, Carmen, you wear that bold red well. I will say simply, eso fue maravilloso. And now we will hear from Debbie Fowler, Senior Vice President, Student Success, who will confer degrees.
We will now recognize each of our master's degree graduates. Although you are not physically here with us, with the candidates for master's degrees and educator endorsements, please rise if you are able wherever you are. Upon the favorable recommendation of our faculty, and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and member governors of Western Governors University, I hereby confer upon you the master's degree or endorsement you have earned, to include the Master of Arts, the Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Science, or Educator endorsement, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations and welcome to the community of innovative, bold, and credible professionals. Stand by for your moment in the spotlight and congratulatory messages from your college leaders.
Hello, I'm Mitzi Frazier, Senior Vice President of the College of Business. On behalf of all of us here at WGU, including your program mentors, course instructors, and evaluators, we would like to congratulate you on earning your degree. We are proud of your accomplishment and wish you all the best.
Sabrina Cooks, Jiracha Rosen, Amy Marie Wilson, Alexandra Aberley, Jennifer Abernathy, Maria Corazon Aguilar, Jeslyn Auna, Araya Baez Martinez, Anjana Bandari, Jennifer Bauer, Elliot Brooks. Jessica Towns Kumara. Miriam Campos Marcati. Stephen Cummings. Cindy De La Riva. Luther Dobbins. Diana Feliciano. Alicia Foy. Alexander Freeman. Taria Gale Wilkins. Jamie Galvin. Ryan Goslin. Patrick Hadley. Aaliyah Hines Jardello. Tina Hobson. Susan Kaiser. Samuel M. Kankiraho. Candace Kenelk. Jennifer Nold. Natalie Larson. Anne Loon. Leon Maxey. Lisa Murphy. Gwinnett Robinson Morell. Vanessa Nonato. Alexandra Spies. Tremaine Stanley. Gina Straw. Jennifer Vasquez. Myrna Vasquez. Shantae Watson. Vincent Yager. Danielle Adams. Charles Austin III. Penelope Bach. Stephen Beasley Jeffers. Jody Breeden. Erica Breitenbaugh. Chandrea Brownlow. Christopher Canalia. Kara Carlin. Carrie Caruso. Emily Christie. Maureen Connell. Jennifer Cruz. Amber Curry. Joni Edwards. Olga Gabris. Anjali Glenn. Justin Green. Laura Greenwell. Jacob Hall. Shannon Hanna. Kedra Harris. Clarissa Highfill. Amanda Johnson. Jared Adrian Johnson. Teresa Kakatosh. Darius Kilpatrick. Elizabeth Cluth. Amy Martaki. Augusta Massey. Michael May. Shakira McKenzie. Jeffrey McMullen. Rita Marino. Richard J. Mershon Jr. Louisa Pinzari. Maury Priest. Sydney Reyes. Megan Rigstad. Jocelyn Rogers. Amanda Sadler. Krista Tremblay. Melissa Turley. Quentin Venter. Mainhia Lisa Yang Lee. Jocelyn Zaragoza. Catherine Adiokuno. Aliu Ann. Trina Bello. Wanda Bryce. Whitney Brown. Stephanie Ching. Michelle Doster Warren. Alicia Grant. Brian Hoffmaster. Holly Hoffmaster. Caitlin Lohman. Shayla Logan. Jill Mateo Lunad. Hannah Patterson. Whitney Roden. Christine Rutherford. Sunampreet Sandhu. Amber Scarborough. Ann Webb. Kathleen Weeks Vaili. Jennifer York. Don Allen Adolfo. John Carnes Stein. Rochelle Cartwright. Jayla Cruz. Charles H. Gabriel II. Richard Gilman. Sikeru Hamzat. Anthony Martin. Cecile Rockbun. Michael Rockwell. Kathleen Talley. Michael Updike. Heidi Wassam. Congratulations to the graduates of the College of Business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jan Jones-Shank, Senior Vice President and Executive Dean for the College of Health Professions at WGU. What an amazing accomplishment. You did it. Congratulations on completing your degree and joining our Night Owl family. On behalf of all of us at WGU, your program mentors, course instructors, curriculum developers, and evaluators, we wish you happiness and success in all your endeavors. Please stay in touch.
Noella Asana and Fawn. Michelle Audain. Diane Blacklure. Nichelle Broughton. Princey Cherian. Sherry Choquette. Lindsay Cifaldi. Julia Cook. Bonnie Corkery. Leah Dolph. Courtney Ewing. Amy Fleischman. Diane Gravel. Paula Kaufman. Mary Kilcourse. Carla Larson. Vanessa Machado. Jessica McLean. Janine Moorman, Lori Mulhall, Cheryl Murray, Ruth Nagayi, Latasha Norful, Roslyn Peck, Heidi Scheffel, Tiffany Schoenfelder, Linda Scribner, Shaydale Simpson, Cheryl Spittle Shepherd, Wee Tam, Angela Torres, Kimberly Vedrodi, Jamie Watkins, Catherine Wilburn, Kimberly Wen, Maria Victoria Zimmer, Chris Adine, Paula Banks Long, Darkita Barrientos, Carolee Bedward, Cherie Belandres, Shalani Bennett, Brittany Breland, Kimberly Carter, Laura Chapman, Katie Chirpin, Leslie Cohen, Maraida Cornejo, Isel Tara Cortez, Jennifer Dees, Karen Garcia, Lindy Lindisgani Gondwi, Yvette Goodrich Hester, Kayla Gritzmacher, Alyssa Hallbach, Marissa Halleray, Jessica Himes, Nicole Hunt, Christine Gendora, Joanne Kelly Javier, Christine Johnson, Melissa Johnston, Vina Latier, Latarsha Manigo, Kelly Myers, Brandy Moody, J. Marie Moore, Amala Okaro, Samantha Pearson, Lauren Pizer, Sanitra Pickens, Tori Rebelar, Maria Catherine Santos Salas, Erica Scarborough, Dina Singh, Lindsay Spencer, Yulia Spichak, Veronica Tillis, Katrina Joanne Trapp, Lindsay Tuffley, Jennifer Uriba Santina, Annette Van Landuit, Kathy Villarreal, Kristen Vogren, Siobhan Wells, Tanya Wigand, Diane Wilcox, Kenya Williams, Amanda Bagwell, Arvette Benson, Hunter Crouch, Rodelise David, Caroline Githua, Lucy Gonzalez. Amy Kathleen Jenkins. Valerie Jones. Sharifa Lipson. Nakasha Mays. Shireen Morales. Eric Odero. Angela Scott. Natalie Snow. Mika Sozano. Stephanie Stanfield. Marissa Castro. Emily Edmondson. Cassandra Godet. Heather O'Leary. Christy Sanders. Congratulations to the graduates of the College of Health Professions.
Hello, I'm Ashutosh Tiwari, Senior Vice President and the Executive Dean of the College of IT. Wow, you did it. What an incredible accomplishment for you in reaching your goal to earn your degree. On behalf of all of us here at WGU, including your program mentors, course instructors, and evaluators, congratulations. We wish you the very best.
Anthony Lotz. Oluwaseyi Alec Oluwafemi. Marla Stinson. Matthew Weber. Jeremy Wilkinson. Charles Zamora. Rocky Conrad. Tony Dunsworth. Shandus Johnson. Adeline Lulu. Henry Macias. Roxanne McSwain. Chandra Tumala. Jessica Baker. Tyra Brown. Dominic Bull. Kenneth Chamberlain. Ashley Clement. Olusegun Orlenre Waju Gaborlade. Charles Harward. Tracy Larson. Marina Lazarov. Robbie Miller. Renee Peters. Scott Riley. Jason Sikorsky. Congratulations to the graduates of the College of Information Technology.
Hello, I'm Stacy Ludwig Johnson, and I'm the VP of Academic Operations for the Teachers College. We are so proud of you and your accomplishments. Congratulations on reaching this goal and earning your degree. From all of your program mentors, your course instructors, evaluators, and the field experience team, and the rest of the Night Owl Network, we wish you the very best.
Ali Alziout. Teresa Paul. Brianne Vogel. Jessica Cotton, Natalia Cuevas, Trudy Ann Lawrence, Amanda Nyamutora, Danielle Turecki, Jana Bosworth, Caitlin Hale, Michelle Hurst,
Cassandra Lescavage,
Michelle Morales Pineda, Brian Seeley, Jerry Weiss, Kimberly Melarano, Agrippina Pascual, John Hamilton, Crystal Arts, Nancy Bacon, Avery Garrett, Charity Jolly, Amber Mitchell, Preston Moore, Alina Payne,
Kelly Jean Pinkley,
Riley Randall, Julie Terry, Lindsay Wong, Amy Plemons, Kavina Harris, Sarah Beth King, Tina Yoder, Naomi Beverly, Jessica Bradshaw, Catherine Eaton, Angela Hernandez, Danielle Lund, Tess McWilliams, Sheila Stepp, Janetta West, Lacey Bailey, Mark Capitolo, Elizabeth Carter, Philip Haynes,
Jennifer Emholt,
Tara Crum, Emily Lehman, Jessica Mardis, Jessica McCombs, Amanda Oden, Jason Pimentel, Rachel Ragsdale Vasquez, Monica Spencer, Chelsea Trucott, Courtney Valian, Claire Walker, Linda Westmoreland, Laura Wilson, Kathleen Backman, Cassie Cates,
Sabra Connolly,
Drew Cooper, Kristen De La Barcena, Amanda Drake, Aaron Hollenbeck, Tamara Heron, Kelsey Johnson, Lynette Johnson, Marissa Jordaning, Elizabeth Joy Lancy, Andrea LaPlante, May Finn Lee, Jennifer Lortz, Holly Lind, Charmaine McCall, Angela Patton, Suzanne Pollock, Elizabeth Purcell, Deza Rivera, Ashley Sellers, Alexandra Shore, Alina Short, Rachel Simmons, Ivy Smith, Aisha I. Spears, Laura Turner, Christina Villamil, Zur Vu, Justice Walters, Cassia Watnam,
Tanya Yancey,
Mary Yang, Rebecca Anderson, Jessica Barlow, Melanie Blanco, Paulette Brancocchio, Lisa Bonet, Josefina Chino Pacheco, Michael Del Rossi, William Ryan Gillum, Courtney Koff, Etta Pickering Mitchell, Raymond Jamal Thomas, Jalissa Urana, Jessica Rule, Marlena Farmer, Megan Scrim, Takara Tatum, Congratulations to the graduates of Teachers
please accept
College.
our sincere congratulations. You now join a thriving and fast-growing network of more than 245,000 WGU alumni worldwide. Welcome to this amazing community. You are a night owl forever. We invite you to stay engaged by visiting wgu.edu/alumni. I'd like to take this moment to recognize and thank the graduates wearing blue and gold philanthropy cords today for their generosity and support of WGU's Fellow Night Owl Scholarship. Philanthropy cords are not only a physical symbol of graduates' commitment to WGU, but they also support a legacy that will last for generations to come. Thanks to the incredible support of these alumni and thousands of alumni before them, more than $140,000 has been raised for the Fellow Night Owl Scholarship, which has helped more than 100 students cross the finish line to graduation. For many of you, earning your diploma is the fulfillment of a lifelong goal. The degree you have earned at WGU will create new pathways to opportunity. But it is important to remember that commencement is not the end. It represents a new beginning. Whatever you choose to do, do it well, and great things will follow. Be bold. Learning is a lifelong journey. I urge you, as you continue your journey, to reach out to others in the pursuit of their dreams. Identify meaningful ways to contribute to your communities, and help us find our way as a country to unite and create a brighter pathway for future generations. During the past year and a half, a time of tremendous tumult and challenge, I've witnessed something remarkable. I've seen our already strong students become stronger, resilient. You have risen to the moment. Given the opportunity, every person has something big to contribute. By pivoting and pushing forward, you have achieved your goal and contributed to your families and communities. At WGU, we have a commitment to serving and uplifting our communities. I challenge you today to make that same commitment. The world needs you more than ever. You've proven you can do hard things at just the right time, because there are a few hard things out there that need doing. I'm reminded of a quote from Edward Everett Hale, a 19th century social reformer. "I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do." As we close today, I hope you'll take a moment to reflect on the pride you felt during this ceremony. Although we can't be physically together right now, we invite you to join us at a future in-person commencement whenever it is safe to do so. Thank you for letting us be a part of your educational journey and celebrate with you. As you celebrate, please share your excitement on social media using the hashtag WGUGrad. This now concludes our 2021 Summer Virtual Commencement Ceremony. Stay tuned for congratulatory messages from faculty and staff. Thank you all for joining us.